Hey YouTube, Laminar Flow here, also known as Pete by some people who may know me or have chatted with me and got my real name out of things. Thought I'd do a little feeding for this week's update. There's nothing much new going on in the tank, but it's always kind of cool to watch people feed. So this is what I do when I feed. Come over, I don't have control over my main system pump from here. The buttons in the basement, as those of you who know, but I can at least turn off the wave maker here. So I do that. I make up my food in a squirt bottle, and it's always too chunky to actually get through. So I wind up just sort of dumping in some as I go. I do a little, I always kind of go to the right side first, and then come back to the left. And specifically what I'm targeting on the left, I try to get a little bit there for the bubble tip anemone. And I like to get food down here in the corner for the little yellow Watchman goby. I think I probably overdid it just now. But that's kind of what I do. So my squirt bottle gets filled with water out of my tank. And then I drop in, I do 4 cubes, or roughly the equivalent of 4 cubes if I'm breaking up the food. I've got some, what's the guy's name? Rods that I'm feeding right now as well. So when I throw in a chunk of rods, you know, depending on the size of the chunk, it could be 1 or 2 cubes worth. That's where the really big chunks in this came from. It's Rod's food, I'm sure. But you can see the food kind of dissipates really quickly. Some of it drops down to the bottom, and yeah, the cleanup crew comes in and gets it, but you know, they have to eat too, I think. Am I overfeeding? I don't know. I know some people would say, yeah, you're grossly overfeeding. So, you know, I do a half a squirt bottle a day on this roughly. So what's that? It's equivalent of 2 cubes a day for 8 fish, 2 of which are good sized tangs. They're not huge tangs by any means, but they're good size. That clown is pretty darn, it's not huge, but again, it's a healthy sized clown. The 2 pajama cardinals have, I'd say they've almost tripled in size since I first got them in QT. I'd have to go back to the film on that to see what they look like when I first got them, but they've definitely grown. The little Watchman goby clearly hasn't grown. It lives under a rock. I mean, how much are you going to grow under there? But that's what I do. So things going on. I've got corals in the basement that I want to move up here. And my current thought is I'm going to, I don't know if you can see me. I want to put them over here on the right-hand side. There's the big finger. Yeah. I'm going to glue up some stuff over there to try to balance out the height on the right versus the height on the left. That leather finger coral sort of in the center left is bothering me. I don't think it's dead, but it's certainly not cool in any way. It's pretty uncool. So it's probably going to come out in favor of something else, but I don't really have something else to put in right now for it. And yeah, everything else is doing pretty well. The GSP is pretty happy coming down. All the euphyllias are doing really well. The mushrooms are huge and crazy. The Duncan corals are doing well, and all the fish seem to be happy. So I've rambled on for 5 minutes here with feeding. Let's go look in the basement. So some basement time. QT fish, I just tossed some flakes in for them. Little pinch. Powder brown is much more into flakes than the coal tang is. In fact, the coal tang looks almost comatose here, doesn't it? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, dude, wake up. They've both been eating pretty well, but they've been getting a lot of mysis recently. I've given them a fair amount. You can see I've given them a little weed on a clip. I gave them that earlier today. So they're getting a lot of food down here, to be honest. Probably a lot more than they're going to get upstairs. But you know, what the heck else do they got to do down here besides eat and, you know, swim in and out of a couple of pieces of PVC? Life kind of sucks for them. But hopefully life will get much better in a week, or yeah, a little over a week when they move upstairs. So not much is going on in the fuge. I tried to glue that piece of codium on that rock last week and it came off. The codium seems to be doing okay. Sometime in the next week or two, well, in the next week, I'm gonna pull a little bit of that codium off and see if the tangs in QT want to eat it. That would be kind of a cool thing. I've been told that they will. Same with the dragon's breath over there, but I don't have a lot of surplus of that. Maybe there's one little piece there, so I could do that. Anyway, not a lot going on there. In terms of new, the lights are kind of down right now. That guy is one of my new frags. I think it's grown out. I could move that upstairs. It's on a little piece of rubble. This is my Mystic Sunset Monty. So when it finishes encrusting over the edge of the plug there, this is what I've told myself. Those of you who know me know I like to make rules. When it finishes encrusting over there, I'm gonna move it. It'll go upstairs. This other Monty in back, boy, I don't even know what it is. It looks very purple right now, but I think that's just the lighting. It seems to be doing okay. So that's it. And then this guy, I've had this in here for months and months. And then some random other frags I've kind of tossed on it. So a bunch of it sort of died off when I first got it in here. And it's kind of formed this little skeleton. And I've dropped some other frags on and they've encrusted onto it. I don't know. So I'm looking for opinions. Do I take this entire piece as it is with the reds and the greens and it's sort of an orangey color and bring it up? It's what I'm thinking. Maybe I could bring up the whole thing, or I could just snap off this center piece, again the giant finger, and bring that up and glue it up. I don't know. So give me an opinion, drop a comment, let me know. But yeah, I'm thinking about bringing up some other stuff, because you know, what good is coral on the frag tank? The other thing I'm thinking about doing is taking this rock down here that's got a Zoa on it and a frag plug that I hate. I'm going to take that frag plug off and maybe take some of these other Zoas and glue it all up on that rock and see if I can get it all to grow together. And then maybe it could move upstairs. I've got the brown pallies upstairs that I think are coming down. I'm kind of tired of it. Oh, there's my other new coral back there. Kind of moved it in further to get some better light this week. Don't know if that's helping or not. I think it's grown over a little bit, but not a ton. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's what happens on a Saturday evening when I'm doing Friday Update. Thanks everybody for watching.